Okay, good people. I hope everybody's fine. I'm sure everybody's doing well. So welcome to Awesome Forex again. And it's now for the first time in 2022. This will be the first analysis of the year, the first weekend analysis of the year. And I'm going to share, as usual, analysis on gold, to have some projections on maybe what is expected to happen on gold in the coming week from the 4th of January up to the 7th of January. So we are looking on gold, and also we'll try to compare it with other instruments, and especially the DXY, to see how they may probably affect each other. So welcome to Awesome Forex, and here is gold spot specifically. So let's see the higher time frames. As usual, we do what we call the top-down analysis. So let us see what is happening in higher time frames, and then we'll move to lower time frame to see specifically what we have to expect in the coming week. And now, straightforward, maybe let us see monthly. Let us see a monthly time frame to see how the last month has closed now, how December has closed. So specifically, December has closed as I said always. I remember on the beginning of December, I said now we expect December to close. It was not just closing now, it was just to move at least to the half of the previous candle. So it has did that, it has done that now. Always it has moved to that half. So what will be the next move now in this month? As we had this rejection, and this candle has moved to about this half, so let us expect to have a push to the downside, because this region has good sellers. So let's expect to have a push to the downside. This is just an overview in a monthly time frame, so we'll keep on moving to lower time frames to see what is expected to happen now. That's just an overview. So in this time frame, maybe we're in a weekly time frame. I'm still trying to see what is happening there. Yes, there are not many informations maybe to share here, because it is still looking the same as a monthly. Almost it is like a monthly. Then we push to the lower time frame. I'm trying to see the highlight of things, highlight of informations in different time frames. So we're in a daily now, we're in a daily. So in a daily time frame, we can see the important information. Our overall picture, it is still the same. We're still looking on an overall movement to the downside, because we already had this ABCDE triangle in a completion of this wave B. So the overall picture is we're still looking for the push to the downside now in a completion of wave C now. An impassive move in wave C to the downside. It can be impassible diagonal in any way, but we still look for the powerful move to the downside actually. That is an overall picture. So maybe at the current time frame we can look for the specific wave counts in an upward movement which was taking place recently. So we had this wave A that was completed and then pushed down beyond this beginning. So this indicates that this was an expanding thing, and as long as we started with an ABC to the upside, so it is clear that this was an expanding flat. So it expanded as usual to the downside and started with this move to the upside, which was in completion of wave C. So completion of wave C, it may take any form diagonal, or it can be an impasse. So it did something, and because of those who call the slow movement on holiday, and also on holiday market forms what we call the hidden movements. So the market structure seems to be not that clear, but we still had some counts there. We had this at the first wave, then it pushed in a corrective mode, and now we had this count at the third, and then pushed to the downside now in the fourth. So we had this 1 2 3 4. So the current movement here looks like a completion of this now the fifth wave of wave C. This is the fifth wave of wave C is taking place now to the upside. So if that's the case, we expect, and it is just general, since last week, I think it is about now 2 weeks ago, I was talking about the price to at least move to this level. I was talking about the price at least to touch this level. So we will still be looking for that level until now. We can keep on looking to this region because it is very significant. It is where sellers came in the market. So we expect once price has touched that level, always it may start selling. But now, based on what we call the market structure, on the basis of the wave principle, you can find that maybe this can be invalid to have this price moving up to that level. It can be invalid because the third wave actually is looking shorter than the first and the fifth now. So if that will be the case, price may not keep on moving to the upside. And I think as we move to lower time frames, we'll have a clear picture of this. But up to the moment, we have to think about the price moving to that level, and always this may be due to other formations that will happen later that may change the count at this area, because this area sometimes looks as an expanding correction. Now this may be an expanding correction. Probably this was an A, B, C to the downside sometimes, even though the last one, this C, do not support that. So we still not clear with this move, and it is especially due to market formation on holidays. And now this movement may be hitting that level or not hitting that level will also depend on the other market movement factors like fundamentals. Now we have very strong fundamentals in this week, and what I suggest probably this week in the coming week now may be not very better week to trade, because the market will be restructuring itself. People will be going back in the market. So at the end of the day, it may have those very strong movement that sometimes maybe that's not clear, predictable. So we have to wait for the market to restructure with those fundamentals like the non-farm payroll. They are very, very, very important. So in the coming week, probably we can have that clear market structure, and we can go in with at least some confidence. And also similarly, this push to the upside, we can look on what's happening in DXY. Always DXY has moved in a corrective mode for some time, and what we're looking is this push to the upside. So when DXY will be pushing to the upside, it is when now gold will start pushing to the downside, because they have got what to call the negative correlation. So once the XY has started fully forming this push to the upside, is when we'll be full selling in gold now. So we have to be patient to wait for market formations. We have to be patient waiting for the market formation. Maybe in 4 hours time frame, we can have some clear market movements. We can have at least some clear market movements at the current market price. So you can see this was very clean push in passive, then it was corrected, but due to holiday and Christmas, and mainly Christmas now, market did something there. Always it was closed before the usual closing hours. So it did something like this, which always disturbed what exactly we expect to see in the market. So that was now effect of holiday, and actually this gives it difficulties in having that perfect count. So as I said, this probably may be wave C to the downside. So this is also possible sometimes. If we'll have this at the first count, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth to the downside is possible. But now what is important is, let's look for either market to complete this or for the market to break this. Now that's what we're going to look. Now we'll have two things at the current price: either market to complete this up to that particular level, or market to break this level and move to the downside. And because based on the movement of price to this direction, in an upward direction, in completion of wave C, we were expecting price to end at this area, and it is on the basis of channeling, and similarly on the basis of what we call the Fibonacci. If we measure what we call the Fibonacci extension, we will find that always the market has already extended up to 0.6 of the 1 to 3 movement. So the fifth wave is already moving on a 0.6 region. Therefore, a 0.6 region is very significant for market to return. So if it is going to move up to this particular resistance, it will be just in completion of certain very basic market levels. But in the basis of a clean market count or market structure now based on a lot wave, we expect the price to break this level. But from what is happening, our market seems to still have some power to the upside. So we're not going to trade unless we see market has completed this move to the upside, or unless we see market has broken this trend line and forms certain clear pictures for the for sell now. So that's what we're going to look, and I always expect to see price moving at least around 1812, at least around 1812.25. So when market is moving around those levels, it's when we'll be clearly showing us that it's time to sell. So that's what we're going to look on gold in the coming week. So similarly, even in a hourly time frame, nothing's going to change. Mainly be looking for the break in this trend line now. We'll be looking for a trend line to be broken to sell. And also buying is not very supportive, is not very conducive, even though market may keep on buying, but always is not very supportive. We are looking bearish now, and even fundamentals, and they are bearish, and at least most fundamentalists, they say it is about the first 3 months of this year. Always they are bearish because of central bank. It is just reformulation of the central bank policies. So fundamentals for at least the long term, they are looking bearish. So let us also let us correlate with them. We have to go with them. So that's the idea. Thank you for your time, and I welcome the comments. I welcome the suggestions, likes, sharing, and everything that is important to show that I have audience. I need to see people participating. So thank you for your time, and it was just a very serious night. That's why I'm speaking at least not loud, because it is night. So thank you for your time, and welcome again to Awesome Forex.